This is the Pinarello Dogma F, the new Dogma F of Geraint Thomas of INEOS Grenadiers. I'm going to tell you everything about it, go through all of the features, and I can't wait to because there's loads of cool little details all over this bike. Let's get to it. So this is the new Dogma F, and Geraint Thomas has just got this for the Tour de France. And this is actually his #1 bike that you will see him riding on TV in the race because it's designated with a little #1 down there. #2 and #3 will be on the team cars as the race goes on. Now, being the new Dogma F, you can see it's got the deeper head tube and the much bigger, much stiffer bottom bracket area as well, and a whole host of other new features, which I'll sort of cover in brief, as I want to make this more about Geraint's particular bike. Now, being a Shimano sponsored team, full Dura Ace throughout, very nice, and also the gearing down here, quite big. So a bit of a change we've seen in gearing is that the pros are now running 5440 as standard as their chain set. That's what Geraint's got here, and that's paired with an 1134 cassette on the back, and he's running the Shimano power meter on that as well. The wheels are Shimano C50s. I've had a look over at the team truck, loads of Shimano wheels everywhere for the team, and these have got Continental GP5000 tyres on them. Although, what's quite interesting is that these are like a special Tour de France edition, and they're blacked out. They don't have logos on them. They're like, the logos are blacked out, very stealth. Looks kind of nice, but I don't know. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you prefer tyres that have the logos popping on them or the more stealth look like this? As for the width, well, I can't actually see it written on them. It's stealthed out, but they look like 28s. They're pretty chunky. They're mushrooming out quite a bit. They're nice chunky boy tyres. So yeah, consistent with what other teams are using. They're also set up tubeless, and a really nice detail is next to the tubeless valve, there's a little sticker with a date on it, and that's on all the wheels. I can see it front and back. And that's so that the mechanics know the sort of sell-by date of the sealant, so they know when to replace it because they know when it went in. I like that, that's pretty cool. We've also got 160 rotor at the front, 140 at the back. Now, as for the specific size that Geraint is using, this is pretty interesting for me because we're a similar sort of height. That's about all we have in common. So he's 184 centimetres, I'm 185, and he's on a 56. Mine is a 575. And my saddle is 76 centimetres, his is 77, I've just measured it, and his bars are the same width as mine, so he's gone for the Cockpit, that is 36 wide, but his stem's a bit longer than mine. I've got a 120, he's got a 130. Yeah. Anyway, there's loads of other cool stuff happening in the front, so the out front mount for the head unit has been 3D printed to make it more sort of aerodynamic and also a bit lighter than the standard one that comes with the Cockpit, which is a really cool sort of marginal gain. And another very nice, neat detail is the way they've done the bar tape. So rather than finishing it with a bit of electrical tape, is the standard way, it's just glued on, very neat. And that glued edge is hidden underneath. Yeah, it looks really, really smart. I like that. Other thing is he's running it with a little bit of space as well. So he's got a single 5mm spacer on top of the top cap there. There's also a little sticker on the seat tube there to make sure that they get the saddle, the seat height correct when they take the seat post out. It's got his name tag there. And then the saddle itself is a Pro Logo Nargo R4 Pass. I know that because it says it on it. Thank goodness. Nice carbon railed saddle, and then you've got the titanium 3D printed clamp underneath holding it in place. And then another neat detail, on the back there's a special bracket here which is to attach the race transponder on the back, and that looks like it's sort of been 3D printed as well, or it might just be moulded, but it looks very light. At first I thought this was something special INEOS had made themselves, but on seeing further pro bikes at this year's tour, I realised it's something that's been provided by the race organisers. Pedals are Shimano Dura Ace. They look pretty standard in terms of the Q factor, and then we've got Elite Leggero carbon bottle cages on there as well, so very light, very minimal, keep the weight down. But let's, one more thing, Wax Chain Patrol. INEOS edition. Oil. Disappointing. Anyway, let's see what the Freehub soundtrack. It's been well maintained. It's Yeah, well greased, that one. Good. Another really cool detail that I nearly missed is the chain catcher from K-Edge here, because it's not just a chain catcher. It also is a really neat way of holding the magnet on the end there that is required for the Shimano power meter to work. I really like that. I think that's a really smart idea. It means you don't have to just glue the little magnet onto the side of the frame. Oh, and one last detail, the cranks are 172.5s, in case you're wondering. I haven't been able to weigh this bike, unfortunately. The scales of truth were lost at the airport. However, the mechanics reckon it's around 7.2, 7.3 kilos. So there you go. I mean, it's pretty light, even with the computer and bottles on it. But yeah, let us know what you think. Do you prefer this kind of colourway in the new F, or the sort of blue that we've shown on the channel before? Let us know, and if you want to see more pro bikes and hot tech from this year's tour, make sure you subscribe and check out our other videos. I'll see you in the next one. Love you, bye. I do really like this bike, it's really nice.